my name is Logan Eiler, and let's just get started. Some personal demographics. I am from Beloit, Kansas. I graduated from K-State University last spring with my elementary degree, and then while I was at K-State sophomore year, I studied abroad in Australia for 6 months, which was the best time, the best experience I could have ever imagined. Right now, I live in Overland Park, Kansas. I'm a first grade teacher at Mill Creek Elementary for the Shawnee Mission School District, and I am also a student council sponsor. My family, I have one sister, two brothers. The picture on the right is a picture from my engagement party a few weeks ago. I did get engaged, and so that's really exciting, and now I'm planning a wedding also. The left picture is my cousin and my sister, and that was at Mount Rushmore for a family vacation. If you can tell, I like to travel, and my family is also a big K-State fan. We grew up going to K-State basketball games, football games, you name it, we were there. Some of my favorite things to do in my free time are to read books. I like to travel. That middle top picture is from me in Australia. That big right picture is from the National Arches Park in Utah. My friends and I went there after we graduated from K-State last year, and it was a blast. I love to hike. That bottom middle picture is a picture of my cat named Duncan. She's a cute little orange cat. You might see her in the background from time to time. She is full of personality and spunk. And then that bottom left picture is someone on my teacher team. Her name's Sarah, and we did chicks this year in science, so that was really fun. Moving on to the critical analysis. A positive school culture. For a positive school culture, you have to create a safe learning environment. You have to build systems of structure with routines, define expectations, and positive intent. School cultural routines are important and valuable, and they can help educational leaders create classrooms where learners and teachers both thrive. Immediately address negative actions with supportive feedback. Students are seen as the purpose, not the problem. How to build and maintain a positive school culture. The 8 C's culture have united and clear on beliefs, values, and expectations. Be caring, have an understanding of what the student needs. Commitment, be committed to what you're doing, have service and sacrifice. Consistency, are you equal? Build trust. Courage, stand for what is right and what you believe. Communication, concise, be able to communicate concisely and to parents and to students, and to make sure that content is getting delivered. Connection, connect with others, and coaching, just be a true leader. A school's culture is made of all sorts of things. It consists of things like school norms, traditions, and common beliefs that might be shared by your students or staff. Moving on to inclusive support school culture. So all means all. When I think of inclusive, I think of all. In an inclusive school culture, every student, regardless of ability and background, is included in every aspect of school. Everyone has to buy in. Not just the teacher, not just the lunch lady or the neighbors. Everyone has to buy in. Nurturing an inclusive school community is about promoting a shared vision of student success, where every child receives the best chance to grow and achieve their goals. Continuing on with inclusive, supportive school culture, how do we support and stand up for students? So share and celebrate victories to support of students of all academic abilities and accomplishments. All academic abilities I'm emphasizing that all academic abilities. Think about the inclusion radar. These 3 questions: can everyone attend, participate, and contribute? Are there any individuals or groups who are excluding or may find it harder to participate? Do we have accessible venue and equipment and appropriate supports for all participants? Giving students choice in their learning is important, and supporting them. Creating that safe learning environment while giving motivation and a sense of power. Utilize PLCs, professional learning communities, to lean on each other as one navigates throughout the school year. We are better as a team. That's why we use PLCs, which results in a positive morale, connectedness, and an increase in academic performance. And the equitable school culture. That starts with attitude, expectation, and understanding. You have to have those 3 to start. Educators create a classroom, a school, a system where excellence is achieved for every student, no matter who that student is or where that student comes from. And it's important the student knows that the teacher wants them to succeed and has things in place and can sense that and feel that. Diversity and excellence is the norm. Discipline approach, the Nana rule. That's the rule where if your grandma or Nana was like right there, that you would say things that would be appropriate. It kind of is just a rule to keep you in check. Access to opportunity. Focus on the positives. Um, in this reading of the Linton and Davis, the Apollo Middle School is proof of an equitable school system. If you did not use this source, I recommend you go back or you go and read the Linton and Davis article. It was really inspiring and um, amazing to see how Apollo Middle School really dedicated so much time and effort, and they saw lots of change, which is amazing. If our school culture is not inclusive, it is not equitable. It's a two-way street. So, how do we get there? These are some attainable first steps: common language and practice among staff, learn key terms and definitions. Everything comes back to the student. Everything. That's why we're here. That's why we do things as educators. You have to think of what's beneficial to the student. Reflect as a team in school. Use your deep equity team or building leadership team. Learn through trainings. Learn through that professional development. Learn through being in the classroom with your students. I love this quote by Assistant Principal Lorena Martinez. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to do this. We have a moral imperative to do this for the community. And that's why we do it. We do it for the students and the community. Responsive school culture. What do we know that works to improve school culture based on research? We know we need to address the needs of culturally and linguistically diverse learners and families. We need to set high expectations with support to help those students succeed. Use prior knowledge, personal experiences, and performance styles of ethically diverse students to make learning more relevant and effective. What can we as educators do? It's just simple things we can do. We can use group interaction. We can adjust our wait time. We can be sensitive and think about what's going on at home and take a step back. I know I need a check sometimes of myself. Help parents gain cultural capital and use culturally responsive approaches. Educators need to collaborate. They need to ask for help and research. Creating a responsive school culture, it's not going to happen overnight. This takes leadership, practice, norms, and a strong foundation to establish a learning environment that promotes success for all students. And just kind of my reflection, the cultures at my school compare and contrast to the research. When you look at minority numbers at Mill Creek, 18% of the students are in minority. I feel like our school does not give ESL, English as Second Language learners, enough wait time, opportunities, and support to have students succeed to the best of their ability, especially their confidence. With this research, I can start at the basics and continue to read and learn different strategies that I can apply in my own classroom, as well as share with our PLC team. I want to make an effort to parents by Google translating documents I send home to families, as well as building the students up. I want to see them feel safe, loved, and accepted at school. Mill Creek Elementary, the school, has started a deep equity team. So that's kind of what my school has been working on and started implementing. We also have a building leadership team. But the deep equity team is a mixture of teachers in my school who go to district seminars and trainings on how to be more equitable, inclusive, and positive in the classroom. This team then reports all their new learnings back to the rest of the staff who are not on this team. So about 4 or 5 teachers take this over, in which we brainstorm, have discussions, and make plans as a school and for the next school year. The staff at my school does not look diverse from first glance, but when you get to know them and learn about their backgrounds, I've learned so many things I had no idea about. In addition to this deep equity training, our school is working toward becoming a team using PLCs. These PLCs allow us to grow, collaborate, share ideas, reflect on our own practices, and to help our students better as a whole. We are far from the goal at our school, but we have started those first steps into that journey of having a positive, responsive, equitable, inclusive school culture. These are some things my school is doing right now for the equitable, to be positive, inclusive, equitable, and responsive. For relationships and communication, we have a built-in morning meeting time every day that cannot be touched. We have a key to succeeding. We greet students every morning outside our classroom, and I send them a weekly newsletter to parents, and then the principal does as well. So it's just a kind of another check. Some physical features: I have labels on all my classroom items, soft lighting, flexible seating options, and the mission statement posted in the hallway. Supports: we're looking to a SEL curriculum and support. Our social worker has been a huge support. and using social stories and speakers to come and speak to the kids. For behavior and discipline, we use something called Pride Expectations school-wide. So what it is, PRIDE stands for polite, responsible, I'm safe, doing your best, and earn and give respect. If a student is representing one of those things, you can, or more, or all of them, the teacher can refer the student, put why or what they were doing, and then the student will be announced during morning announcements, and then they go take a big picture that day. So those are some pictures above of what's the students who got shouted out. And I just think it's awesome positive reinforcement. In the K and through 2 section of our school, we use links, which is just another way, an individual way to positively reinforce. We also use a star jar as a whole class. If we earn that star jar, we get our goal, whether that be an ice cream party, extra recess time, whatever it is. For behavior and discipline, we also use buddy rooms. If a student needs a break, we have high expectations, norms, routines, explicit instruction, and we try to use positive reinforcement as much as possible. And then my concluding statements. The CLO 3.1 correlation, these key sections of CLO were represented in my research by first reflecting on my own and school's biases, factors, and issues. Then, after we evaluate, we can start designing and cultivating first steps, approaches, and strategies to help students be successful. And I think I've done that. Additionally, I demonstrated how educators and staff can come together to create that community to better support students and become an inclusive culture. I now have the data and the research to start implementing wait time, choice, personalization, and many other ideas that have proven to be successful in my own classroom. Mill Creek has also taken the next step in having discussions and forming goals to support, promote, and guide practices among staff. So how is this relevant to my current teaching and learning? This assignment has given me a hands-on, real-world tools that I can use in my own teaching, add to my teacher toolbox. As teachers, we're always learning. We're continuous learners. It has made me stop and reflect deeply about what my school community are doing to improve inclusion, cultural responsiveness, and equity. I've learned that we are on the right track, but have lots of steps to help every single student exceed. Improving inclusiveness for cultural responsibility and equity. This assignment has helped me understand what it sounds like, looks like, and feels like through research and data to have inclusiveness in my classroom and school climate. Additionally, the research from these articles has given myself clear definitions and resources to use to create that equitable and cultural responsiveness to make learning more effective and relevant. It takes more than teachers, it takes a whole community. And that's what I've learned really through this research. I'm reflecting on last year, and I need to provide more cultural responsiveness to families, not just their students. So as I reflect, 2 examples that I can do to maintain it and to maintain a supportive, equitable, culturally responsive, and positive learning environment. As a student council sponsor, I can implement some sort of donation project. This can either be the food drive, school donation, penny wars, or color run. The proceeds and donations could go towards a cause that the leaders of the school would vote on that would directly benefit and help the school community. If it were to be a donation drive, we can give all students equitable access to technology tools like headphones or styluses and school supplies that teachers use in their classroom. This could help create equitable supplies and opportunities that form a sense of community while also supporting and maintaining an inclusive school culture. My second thing I could do, I can read books that go towards my professional development and learning more about developing and maintaining a supportive, equitable, and culturally responsive and inclusive school culture. A book club would be an idea I could present to the Deep Equity team as well as our principal. It would be very beneficial if the whole staff could meet and collaborate about the book, and then we can directly apply it into our classroom and school. The book I would read below is called The Diversity Gap, Where Good Intentions Meet the Cultural Change by Bethany Wilkinson. And I just think it would create a lot of deep, meaningful, and eye-opening conversations. And then these are my references. Well, I enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a lot through my presentation. Thank you.